Welcome aboard our Battleships podcast. This is a podcast analyzing anime relationships, whether they be canon or one the fans enjoy. Please be aware that our battleships are equipped with state-of-the-art weapons designed to leave no ships behind. If there is a ship that you hold dear to your heart, there's a possibility we don't. We are not aiming our cannons at you personally and mean no harm by sharing our opinions with you. We are simply anime fans talking about ships we either love or hate. This is not an informative podcast, so don't take anything we say as gospel. Keep in mind, our sails are painted in the blood of many spoils of war, displaying everything beginning to end. If you haven't seen the anime, we will reveal many of the exciting details to you, so you have been alerted. Again, this is your spoiler warning. Thank you for listening. I will now hand the wheel over to our captains.
Welcome to Battleships, Shipped or Sunk. We're anime fans discussing anime ships that we either love or hate and come to the final decision. Do we ship the pairing or do we sink it with our cannons? My name is Kaylee, and I am the ace that somehow came up with this romance podcast.
Hi, I'm Zephyr, and I'm the horny one of the group.
I think everyone knows that at this point.
This is nothing new. Although I'm surprised it's taking you this long to admit it in this podcast.
Oh, no, she's admitted it, I think, in like episode 4.
Goodness, I'm going to have to re-listen to it and find out. Did
I not admit it in episode 1?
No, you said our opinions will cost us an arm and a leg, and I think it might.
Yep.
Well, this show is too clean.
Oh my gosh, we don't need to make it R18.
Okay, I should say it's too fluffy.
But we love the fluffy.
I love it, but it's too fluffy.
My name is Juno, and I have to admit, after watching one of these shows, who else doesn't wish that they had a cute high school romance like this?
Not
me.
Not me. I could pass, thank you.
Zephra, are you on my side?
Yes.
I don't know, just having a cute story to tell, about a cute high school romance you had. I mean, come on, they're so cute.
All the guys that I liked in high school ended up being absolute dipshits, so I'll pass, thank you.
Oh yeah, yep.
As an adult, I wish, but back then, that was a huge no-no. No dating when you're that young, BS.
You shall be shunned if you do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, I wish it had been very, very cute.
Sure. I'll believe you. Let's go ahead and get started off with our roll for ship. This is a list of romance questions that we carefully came up with, and we will be rolling a D100 to determine which question we answer. Let's roll. We have 73.
We're rolling in the high numbers.
I know.
What is the question?
Question 73. Who do you ship with multiple people?
Fuck you.
What is a person in a show, game, whatever, that you ship with multiple people? I'll go ahead and say 2, because one's from an anime and then the other one's from a video game. So I don't know if I want to only say the video game one, because that's the more interesting one. Okay. So for anime, I'm pretty sure somebody else would think the same, but just Ouran High School Host Club, just any of them, I swear to fucking hell. I would ship Haruhi with Tamaki, Kyoya, or Hikaru. It's bad. There's multiple ships like that where you just have no idea who you actually want them to be with.
I am in complete agreement of that, because you can see how Haruhi would match with all of them.
Yeah, and that's the problem.
So it is hard to ship them with just one person, because you're just like, Oh my gosh, she'd be such a good match for multiple of them. The only one I think I wouldn't ship Haru with is Honey.
Yeah, I wouldn't ship her with Honey either.
Because Honey doesn't. Yeah, they would not work.
I don't think Honey would work now. But yeah, I feel like that's just like the most duh answer out there, because I don't know one person who has like defined ships for everyone in that show.
Okay. So my first one that I could think of is Death Note between Light Yagami L or Light Yagami with
Oh, the girl.
Misa, the girl.
Yeah, the girl. Okay, I can kind of understand that with between Light and L and Light and Misa.
Yeah.
Or however you say her name. I don't know if
Misa or whatever.
I haven't seen Death Note in a hot minute and a half.
Yeah.
It's been years since I've seen Death Note, but I can see how that would work with like Light and L and Light and Misa. Relationships would be toxic as shit.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of those are healthy ships, honestly.
Well, with Death Note, I'm more with L and Light.
Really?
Yes.
The more toxic one?
No, that might be.
No, that she ships them more than Light and Misa. Yes?
Yeah.
That's so toxic.
But
So
Light
bad.
and Misa are very toxic.
But those two are very toxic as well. The girl and him.
Toxic relationships,
And
y'all.
how am I friends with you, Zephra?
Dang. You tried to run away, but I just slipped back in.
Yeah, that sounds bad. Okay, please
sounds
go,
a little-
Juno. Please save me from this.
I might be slightly judged for this one.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, only one of the choices.
How
y'all.
can it be worse than mine?
I don't know, man.
Let's hear her out.
Let's
I'm
hear it.
scared.
All right, so the person I ship with multiple people would be Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because I can ship him with Erwin Smith, Han Zoe, Petra, and the one I'm most embarrassed to admit, Eren Yeager.
You do ship him with Eren Yeager. It's that kick, right? It's
that
in like episode whatever it was, like in the first season.
He took out his
where
tooth.
Levi's just like woo and kicks him in the face.
I think it was more the hair grab.
Oh,
The hair grab, the kicking, and he took out his sexy tooth.
And I mean, he did save him in like one of the previous episodes from being devoured by a Titan when he's exiting his own Titan.
There are a lot of good moments between the two of them. I have to agree. I don't think I would ship them as much as I ship him with Hanchi and Erwin, though.
Or Petra. I really liked Petra, especially, I don't know, but it also breaks your heart when her dad was talking to him like right after, they get back from their expedition and she just died. And he's just like, he's worried about, her like, falling in love and everything. And his face, I'm just like, they would have been a really good ship too. And I love the chaotic energy he would have had with Han Zoe. It'd be a completely gremlin relationship. I don't know. I just think it's funny. Like, apparently it is canon that Levi would knock Han Zoe out to bathe them because they would be dirty and he couldn't take it anymore. And then his relationship with Erwin too is also really good. I could see a romance there 100%. And then I don't know, I went down the rabbit hole of Eren and Levi because I can see their dynamic being really good too. But I'm also just like, the age difference, the shame.
Yeah, no, I would definitely say that it's a popular ship, but there's definitely some issues with it.
Yeah.
But then again, I mean, there's a lot of issues probably with all the relationships in that show too, because
Honestly, what relationship doesn't have messy parts of it? Let's be real.
Horimiya.
Oh my gosh.
Horimiya.
Yeah, and then let's get into that one.
Let's just go ahead and jump right in. Okay, well, I don't really need to introduce this next section because we already did. Let's talk about Horimiya. Let's talk about Miyamura and Hori. I already forgot their first names, and I feel terrible.
Well, they very rarely use it.
That's so true.
Yeah, in this anime, they use the last names a lot more frequently, but the first names are
Isn't it like
Izumi
Kakio?
and
No.
Kyoko.
Kyoko. Yeah, Kyoko and Izumi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I was gonna say I remember Miyamura's being Izumi, but I couldn't remember.
But
Hori's.
they don't say it very much, so we're probably going to be using the last names here.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna try to remember. There's too many names to remember in this show. Let's just be real. We're lucky to remember any. We're just going to be calling them by color hair types, like the green-haired guy or the red-haired guy or the
Purple-haired guy.
purple-haired guy.
At least they all have different hair colors.
Yeah, no kidding. There's the green-haired girl. There's
A green-haired guy and a green-haired girl. There we go.
There is Remy. There is Remy. I will remember Remy's name because she says herself her own name in third person in the English dub. That's the only way I'll remember her name.
Remy feels this way.
Remy feels like Horimiya is too cute.
Remy says you're cute when you blush.
Kaylee says, I really am tired of this third person bullshit.
All right, so let's get into their color palettes.
Yeah. It's very interesting because it is very neutral all around, I feel.
Neutral, definitely, but Hori definitely does have more of that warm tone with like her golden brown eyes and her brown hair compared to Miyamura, who has his black hair and his blue eyes, which definitely gives the cooler tones, but again, neutral colors, black, brown, stuff like that.
Hori is much more autumn, and Miyamura is more of the cold, dark winter. That's kind of the vibe.
Cold and dark? Are you going into the fact that they call him gloomy?
I want to go into the fact that he has depression and it's not touched on at all in this anime, and I'm mad about it, man.
That is true.
More info. Oh my gosh. I'll get into that later. But yes, I think that his color palette is mostly dark, especially at the beginning of the show, and then he kind of gets a little bit more variety later on. But yeah, he has the dark black hair, the icy blue eyes. He wore, dark clothes for a while. Yeah, like a icy cold
He
winter.
is always covered up. We know why, but he's always covered up.
Yeah, he's prepared for winter, so it makes sense.
And hates the summer.
He does say he gets cold, so I guess, winter is fitting.
Yeah, I seriously, it's winter versus autumn. It's interesting because normally I'm so used to seeing like summer and winter or, polar opposites. And there are a lot of polar opposites between these two, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not that different from each other compared to some of the other couples we've talked about.
Yeah, I'll probably argue that point a little later.
Well, we can talk about personality here too, because honestly, at the very beginning of the show, Miyamura has more of this like depressed gloom and doom personality at school, and then a little bit more I'm here, hi. Kind of that shy personality at first, and Hori is trying to be the most popular girl at school, basically. I
don't think she's trying. She just kind of ends up being that way because she's a good student, she's pretty, and she has a good group of friends.
She does try. And the reason I would say she does try is because she wants her favorite music to be what's popular nowadays. She wants to make a good impression on everyone in the school, so she's willing to put up with the class president dumping a bunch of work on her.
No, she was willing to deal with that because he has dirt on her.
Yes, but in the grand scheme of things, she wants to look good for her classmates.
Well, that's true. If she didn't care about her image as much, then she would not have agreed to let the president tell her what to do.
Yeah.
I could see that. But at the same time, though, I do feel like her popularity isn't something she's like constantly also trying to earn, though. Like,
Oh, no.
because she's obviously, you know, she's smart and her classmates like her and the guys think she's pretty. And apparently she's turned down a couple confessions before.
Yep.
And I mean, we see her turn another one down in the first episode. So
Purple haired dude.
Toru, I believe, is his name. But she hasn't really like paid attention to Miyamura, even though they're in the same classroom. Because again, like at first he's kind of the unseen student because everyone just kind of sees him as gloomy. He doesn't have any friends at that time either.
No.
Like, and he hides behind his big shaggy mane of hair.
I am so pissed. Man, don't get me wrong, he is hot after, but I'm so pissed that he cut it.
He cuts it again, too.
Fuck! I thought her bite on his neck was to prevent him from doing that again.
Do you want to know what it is? Because you didn't. Oh, we'll go into that later. That's like the last.
We're talking about this right now, so shut. Okay, all of season 2 is just like different moments between
the friend groups.
during the different moments and different scenes in the first season.
No, is it?
At least for the first few
it kind of
episodes
goes
that I've
back
seen.
of what was like missed in the first season, like other scenes that happened during their high school year.
Man, during
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Man, Kaylee, at the end of the first season, they graduate, and then the next season, they're still in school.
Okay, I was confused by that personally. So now that makes more sense.
So I honestly won't be surprised if the writers or whoever did it did the season 1, but maybe they got pressured or went well enough to want season 2, but instead of put the initiative of, hey, season 1 is kind of rushed, so we'll do season 2 of all the memories or all the scenes that happened in high school that we didn't get to.
Okay, that would make sense. But what happens with the hair cutting the second time is at the very last episode. So we'll get there.
But what kind of gets me is like Hori didn't recognize him when he brought her brother home after he fell and bloodied up his nose.
Oh, yeah.
He was in her class this whole time, and yet she didn't recognize him. And when he called her by her name, she was like, huh? Who are you? Like, how do you know my name? And he's like,
we're in the same class.
And then she feels so bad about it. And then she's just like stunned to see the difference versus the student she knew in her classroom and then seeing him out in the wild.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can you blame her? It is quite a stark difference.
Yeah, with all his piercings and his change of clothes and his hair is pushed back a little bit more from his face so you can get a clearer view.
He is hot when you first see him.
I will admit I do find his ensemble out of school a lot more attractive than his in school.
Well, yeah.
I don't think anybody in the world will argue against that.
Well, like how I see it is his ensemble at school is more of that shy, dark. Later in the season, when he gets more open, it turns into more of that his goofy, lighter side.
But always long enough to cover up what he wants to keep hidden.
Yeah. I think the down hair helps portray his dark, sad, shy side. And then later on, as he changes, more of his goofy side. Yeah. Where his up hair is a cool, fun side.
Yeah, but you gotta really give it to Hori's brother, because if he hadn't like insisted on seeing him again, like,
yeah,
he wouldn't have been going over to their house as much, you know?
Oh yeah, no. I definitely think the brother was playing Cupid the entire time.
Probably was just like, this might be a good guy for my
man,
big bro.
Yes,
yeah,
bro.
calling him that.
He's already calling him bro.
And even Kosuke, the father, ends up calling him son by the end of the second season. So yeah.
It took a bit for the father to recognize him.
That was so funny.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, it's like she complains on, isn't he my boyfriend?
It's your bestest buddy in the whole wide world. Don't you recognize him? I love Hori's attitude, just in regards to a lot of different things. And it portrays a lot to the couple dynamic as well, because she's much more assertive compared to Miyamura.
Oh yeah.
And it's very, very funny because Miyamura will be like, oh, I'm sorry. And Hori's like, don't you fucking apologize. Like,
it's so true. And like, after she gets confessed to by Tori and she comes home and she's like, gets mad at him and he's just like, oh, and, like on the floor. And then like his fear of her temper, like, oh shit.
It's so funny just how much she has him tied around her finger sometimes in kind of like a,
especially egg time where she gets called to stay after school and wanted to go on that to go get those eggs, and so she texts him like, you're coming over, right? Go get them. And he's just like, no, it's on me.
I never want to see another after school sale again.
Like, those housewives were rabid. The fact he does it, and then like they do spend so much time together then after school.
Mm-hmm.
And just hanging out and then telling each other, oh, I like seeing this side of you. Like, it's like a personal side of you that only I know. And then Hori gets embarrassed and goes, dummy, 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 dummy.
Yep.
And then, of course, the next episode or very soon after that, he ends up showing the other side to the purple hair guy.
Oh, that was...
So it's not just her anymore. And she's like, why? It's not just my secret anymore. Dummy, 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 dummy.
Actually, I was thinking of this earlier today. I think we should just rename this entire episode Dummy, 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 Dummy. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. That's funny. Yeah. Because even her brother's like, yeah, when she goes on the dummy rant, she just keeps saying it over and over again. Dummy, 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 dummy.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh, yeah, she's still going.
I think, honestly, that's kind of a really cute thing. It's, in my opinion, I think more cute than saying like, hi, sweetheart, hi, baby, something like that.
Dummy, dummy, dummy.
Yeah.
Dummy, get in here.
It shows more realism to it, too, because there's not always going to be sunshines and rainbows in a relationship. So having these moments where you're getting flustered by each other or, you know, genuinely upset and just being like, you're such a dummy, you know, is kind of a nice change of pace, I guess.
Yeah, and like seeing how they, I don't know, squabble a little bit amongst themselves, especially like when they're at Hori's house and he flusters her by saying something and she's like, how can you just say that with like a straight face or something? Like, then when she thinks about like maybe those times ending of him not coming to her house anymore as times change, she just like, it makes her so sad to think that they won't have that anymore, of him like enjoying meals with them anymore and just spending time there. And watching the horror movies she loves so much with her.
And that's the other thing. He hates the horror movies, is terrified of them, and yet he is so willing to sit through all of the movies that she says, hey, we're watching. Like, he protests a little, but not really. Like, he lets her do.
Well, and he gets embarrassed later on because Hori seeks advice from all her friends about it and ends up trying to act scared during a movie and would like go over and be like, oh my goodness, I'm terrified, and it scares the shit out of Miyamura to the point that he's having an existential crisis basically. And she's like, I'm so sorry for scaring you, and he's like, I'm just a wimp.
But so I actually kind of have beef about that because there's, I mean, I forget in which episode it is, but like when he comes over, he holds up like a disc and says, maybe we should watch this. It has something to do with like animals. Yeah. And she says, no, I want to watch this. And I'm just kind of like, okay, Hori, what does your boyfriend like to watch? Like, why are you not like enjoying movies that he wants to enjoy too, because whenever we see you guys watching something, it's something horror. It's what you want to watch, and he watches them for you. He doesn't enjoy them though as much as you do, and so I kind of got a little aggravated with that, because it was just like,
true.
You should enjoy what your boyfriend likes too, and you shouldn't always have him be watching things that make like frighten him, because I mean he's a scaredy cat and it makes him jump, and like there's times where she's like, oh, there's a horror movie coming out, let's go see it, and he's just like okay, and like to me that was just like, he doesn't enjoy it.
Yeah,
don't force him to watch something that he does not enjoy, because I personally do not enjoy horror, so
No,
I kind of had
me
beef
neither.
with that.
Yeah,
So it was just like, I would like to see more of you also participating what your boyfriend Miyamura enjoys.
honestly, that is something that has irked me throughout the entire series, because there's not a lot of times when they do something more along Miyamura's line. 9 times out of 10, it's something Hori wants to do or something Hori initiates. Not so much about Miyamura, and that is something that I kind of don't like.
Yeah, that is true.
If my significant other, if I ever had one, ever did that to me, I would dump them so fast, because they obviously don't have any care to show interest in what I care for. And honestly, I don't know whether I blame or respect Miyamura for dealing with that.
Yeah, it's hard, because even Hori says he's too nice. Like when they get into fights and stuff, he doesn't get mad at her like she does at him. Like she'll yell and everything, but he doesn't do the same. I feel like, yeah, she knows he's too nice, and so sometimes I feel like she exploits that for her own advantage.
Well, and okay, this is going to be an interesting topic that we definitely need to cover. All of the stuff about Hori trying to get Miyamura to bully her or be rough with her. So this is going to be a really long topic, I think, because there's so much to dive into, because I can see it 2 ways, and more so one way than the other. Obviously, it's Hori's kink. Let's just be real. It is her kink. She wants to be in a BDSM sort of situation, while Miyamura wants a more wholesome thing. And quite frankly, she expects Miyamura, or wants Miyamura to be more aggressive with her, which is not Miyamura's cup of tea, obviously.
I think she wants it because she sees him be more aggressive with other people, especially his middle school friend Shindo, I believe.
Oh,
like, especially like when she's talking to him at one point at the street and Miyamura comes running over and smacks him. And so she's just kind of like, why don't you kind of treat me that way? Because you'll treat other people like that too. Because like even with Toru, like in earlier episodes, like when he tries to tell Miyamura that Hori likes him, he doesn't believe him, and they get in a fight.
Yeah.
And he beat the shit out of that guy, the purple hair.
So it's like she wants to experience that, I guess, from him too. But I'm just like, that was really kind of uncomfortable for me to watch, because I didn't enjoy that at all.
No.
Especially when like they're at school even, and she comes over to like tell him to come back to the classroom with her, and he tells her to say something like, move it, bitch, and like shoves her to the side.
Yeah.
And she just stands there quietly, and like the guy who's with him is like, what the hell? Like so confused, because he knows Miyamura's not like that.
Yeah.
But then they're walking away, and then she looks up and little stars around her, and she's so happy.
She's like,
I'm
I
just
love
like,
that.
I don't know. For me, that was a cringe moment, because I was just like, I didn't enjoy watching that. She's so happy, but he's not. He's uncomfortable with it. And
He
like,
leaves and cries, basically. He gets all down in the dumps and is like, I can't believe I just did that to her. Reasonably so, because, oh my goodness, I don't think I could ever ask that of another person, because Miyamura is only rough with guys. He doesn't really be that rough with anyone, any of the girls, except for obviously Hori when she kind of asks for it.
yeah, and to me, that his uncomfortableness was just kind of saying he didn't want to do that, but he was only doing it to make her happy, especially like after he like smacks her after she leaves that little little store, like when she gets them drinks or something.
Yeah.
And she runs up to him and then he goes smack and then they walk away and the guys are like, what the hell? You know, who saw that? And they're walking away and he's like holding her hand like, why is this her thing? Like, why? Like, and she's all happy. And I'm just like, it's obviously uncomfortable for him, Hori. So maybe like you shouldn't push him to do something that makes him uncomfortable in the relationship.
I saw it as, one, it is definitely her kink, and two, I saw it as her trying to kind of push him to stop being so nice. She takes advantage of him and is like, hey, I'm taking advantage of you. Step up. Do something about it.
Yeah, that was actually going to my second point, because it's one of those, like I said before, there are two ways I see it. The first way is obviously the more toxic thought process of you're making this dude abide by your kinks in public. Also, that's another thing that really irks me about it.
True, like, and multiple people witnessed it and they were like, what the hell? Because they know Miyamura and they're just like, he would not act like that toward a girl.
Yeah. And then obviously there's another aspect of it is she trying to help him gain a backbone, so to say. But honestly, I don't think it's that. And the reason being is it happens before she really finds out too much more about his middle school. This whole thing started an episode before they met the middle school bullies, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, because after meeting the bullies and then she sees them again at the store, he's already like against them.
Yeah. So I don't think it's a case of let me try to teach him to be more, defend himself, or assertive, whatever you want to call it. And it's more of I like getting smacked by him, which is she okay in the head? Like, is that...
I think he even says something like that.
Yeah.
Like, is she really okay with this?
I could not imagine a world where I would want a guy to hit me. I'm sorry. That's just not something that would ever interest me. So I have a hard time understanding where the fuck Hori is in her mental opinions, whatever.
I guess I could kind of see it because, I mean, you look at how she treats her dad.
That is true. And she was a bully. I wonder how much of it is guilt-based. She used to be such a bully to, the president or the student body president and other people when she was younger. So I wonder if part of it is it like gives her a sense of satisfaction of, now the tables have turned on me because of karma or whatever. I have to wonder how much of it is that.
She just wanted to experience it a little bit.
Maybe.
Because, I mean, if she was the bully when she was younger and then asking her boyfriend to bully her,
Yeah, I don't know. That's just my only possible thought process I could have that makes even a wink of sense in this situation, because I don't understand.
If she really enjoyed bullying, maybe she also thinks that, hey, she enjoyed it, but she also thinks it would be fun to be bullied or on the receiving end.
That does sound plausible, because honest to goodness, I could see it. And that's the sad thing, is because I can see it, I don't like it.
Well, I think it's also like she sees it as a fun, and she never had anyone to stand up against her. So for someone to stand up against her is exciting. Mm-hmm. And not just because everyone's always been a pushover to her. So for someone to, even though she had to request it, for someone to stand up to her, it's exciting, new, like, hey.
But yeah, no, that is something that has irked me quite a bit too. It's just the fact that Hori definitely has more of a type A personality and will definitely make the decisions for Miyamura when it really isn't her. She really shouldn't be making the decisions for him.
Yeah, and then the last irk I kind of have is her possessiveness over him.
Yep.
Because you really see it like start off, especially when like students see them exit her house together after they start dating. And then like everyone's like talking all this shit, like, you're really dating him? Like, really? And then she's just like, yeah, she claims him, and she's like, you got a problem with it? And then after that, like, he cuts his hair. And then all the girls are suddenly like, oh, he's so cute. And so they start paying attention to him, and she gets really fired up about that. Like, oh, now they'll look at you because you cut your hair and they can see your face, and like people are taking pictures of him. And then at one scene, she's like, she gets a camera and like takes a ton of pictures like after them. Like, you don't have to outdo them, Hori. But
yeah.
Well, for her, she sees it as, I fell in love with him for who he is, and all these other girls just want him for his looks. They don't want him for him, and that probably really irks her as well. And she already claimed him, and now these girls are ignoring her claim.
See, I can see, I thought it was very cute at first when she's like, yeah, we're a thing, got a problem with that? Like, if you're going to talk bad about somebody in front of my face, here, let me try to make you regret that decision. I thought it was cute at first.
Especially when that little girl, like the second year, has a crush on her. And after she finds out she's dating Miyamura, she's like, no, she's mine. I had a crush on her first. And they're like fighting over her in like the entryway of the school.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, no, she's mine. Just mine. And then, like, even Tori was like, you got to come see this, Yuki. Like, this is really funny. Like, at first, yeah, it's funny. But then, like, in later episodes, like,
it gets old.
It gets creepy. Because, like, she starts sniffing him and goes, I can smell these guys on you. Like, she even sees men as a threat. And he's like, oh, my gosh, she's sniffing me. Like, what? What the heck?
Well, and the fact that he tries so damn hard to understand it too, to the point that he goes around sniffing other guys to try to figure out if he could detect a scent like she can, which honestly, why are you doing that, Mia?
And the other guys are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, I thought the same exact thing as all of the guys that were just staring there like, what the fuck did he just come over here and do right about now?
Yeah, I was like, Hori, it's too much. Like, I understand he's your boyfriend and suddenly all the girls are paying attention to him and you don't like that. But then even with your friends, like saying, I can smell them and being like, oh, well, Toru's okay and stuff. But then like when other guys approach him and she's like, I can smell them. Like, why were you with them? He's like, you're choking me. As she has like her hands on his like necktie going, arr! I'm just like,
Okay. My comments keep sounding like I'm defending them. I agree with you, but I also see the other way. He's also jealous. Like that one episode where she's painting signs, another guy gives her a sweater to help keep her warm. And what he does is he takes it off, puts his own sweater on her and puts the guy so that it's like when he wears his sweater, it's like, you're feeling my heat, not her heat. Bastard. Like,
yeah, but I guess for me with Hori, it was like
she is more extreme on it.
Like limiting like who he's having contact with.
Yeah.
Like, and it makes her uncomfortable. And it's like, he's going to talk to his classmates. Even if he was like, I didn't touch them or anything. All the girls, like, you know, pawing on him. And then she starts pawing at him herself, taking pictures of him. Like when he's always like, ugh, when people take his picture at school. And then she goes and does it. And he's just like, oh, like all awkward about it. I don't know. That was just rough to watch in a way.
As for her being insecure about other guys, as he has made comments and does things that does highly suggest that he is interested in them.
Yeah, and that's something that kind of irks me, is he's with you, but you're worried about guys more than girls. Like, that's something that just really weirds me out. I don't know why. But she's like, you can't have friends, is kind of how it came across, is you can't be interacting with these guys unless I'm there. And I don't know. I don't like it when somebody tells the other person in the relationship that they can and can't do things.
Yeah, because like when Miyamura is like approached by those his middle school bullies on the road, and she's already aggravated because, you know, girls were pawing all over her boyfriend again, and she's pissed, and so obviously she beats their asses after they say awful things about her boyfriend. And then, but during that scene too, she does tell him like, a guy taking him away from her upsets her more than a girl taking Miyamura away from her.
Yeah.
So just like, stop monitoring him like that. You should trust him a little bit more.
Yeah.
To be loyal to you because he's dating you. Because, I mean, he tells her multiple times in the show, like, I like you. I like who
really,
you are.
yeah.
I am with you. Especially when he's always the one initiating, like, the kisses and stuff.
Yeah.
And then she is, like, cringing over the thought of, like, one of his guy friends taking him away from her.
I wonder if it comes from history of, like, her dad has left. He's almost always gone.
Well, it's only because of his job. Like, he isn't staying away on purpose.
But, like, her dad's always gone because of that job, and her mom is always gone because of her job. So everyone she knows growing up is pretty much, like, she's close to, is always leaving her. And now she finally has someone to herself. I am kind of not surprised that she has that fear that someone's gonna or something is gonna take him away from her.
I can see that, especially like in the second season, like they get into a fight and she is like hiding out on the doorsteps outside the school, and he finds her and she's just like telling him like, aren't you gonna maybe hate me one day? Like, are you gonna leave me? And he's all confused, like just because they had a fight, and she's crying. So obviously she does have attachment issues, because I can see that, especially with her parents being absent so much. And she does take care of the home, like she does, you know, like the first episode, she runs home to take care of the chores, cook the meal, and take care of her brother.
Well, and there's also the episode where she got incredibly sick, and Sota ends up bringing Miyamura back home to take care of Hori in a way. And, you know, when he went to go get her some more water or something, she clings onto him and is like, you know, where are you going? Why are you leaving? So I definitely think part of it could be that, and that's why she doesn't want people getting near Miyamura. But my criminy, you're going about it the wrong way.
Well, she doesn't have anyone to teach her the right way.
Touche. Do they not have therapy in this show?
In anime, therapists don't exist, obviously.
Oh my gosh, it pisses me off because a lot of the issues that happen in the show could be solved if they just went to therapy.
But I do think that confession was cute. Like when he thought, like, he said he knew she was awake for it. And he did still tell her that, you know, he loves her and all that kind of stuff. And she's all flustered. Like, should I pretend like I didn't hear that? I mean, that was a cute confession. Mm-hmm. And then her being like, mine afterward, you know.
I have a tough time with confessions that are a little bit more what I would call cowardly, and the fact that, oh, you know, they're in a state of weakness. Now I'll tell you I love you. I don't know if I love that, honestly. And yes, he did know she was awake, so it's not as bad in this show. But that is something that irks me in a lot of other shows is, oh, this person's dying. Don't die. I love you. You can't die. And of course, they get revived by whatever reason. You know, I don't like that. And I think it's interesting that they decided to do that, but not entirely because she was awake for the confession.
Yeah, but to me, it was very Miyamura because he is a very shy person, and probably telling her, like, looking her in the face when she's like healthy and everything, and not like face down in bed. I think, and of course, that's scary to him, too, because he hasn't really had friends before, no less, probably had a huge crush on a girl. And so that was probably for him just like the perfect opportunity, because then, you know, he could run away and be nervous and worry about how that's going to change their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But it works out in his favor because, like, later when, you know, her dad's like, who is he? Who is this guy in my house? And he's like, is it a boyfriend? And she's like, yeah, you got a problem with that? And, like, smacks him with a dish. And he's so happy, like, oh, like, really? I'm your boneboyfriend?
Yeah, they didn't really have a whole, like, yeah, I want to be your boyfriend. They just decide, yeah, we're a thing now. They never really have a moment where they're like, hey, do you want to go on a date with me? You know, that's not existent in the show.
It's true. Now that I think about it, like, they just go to her house and study, and she tortures him with horror movies. And
yeah. Okay. Can we talk about their first kiss? He took her candy.
Yep.
Their first kiss.
And what's funny, he's like, yeah, it really does taste like tar or whatever she said.
She's freaking out. As she's freaking out, he's just like, yeah, this candy does taste like
He just does it so casually.
But then he also thinks about how to be a French kiss because he had to use his tongue to get the candy. She's probably
a
just
little bit of tongue movement and sucking and woo.
Yeah, but did it fast too because his friend was around. I'm sorry, the friend was like, cheese flavor, but I'll never get this chance again. That friend kills me.
That friend is such an interesting character. I wish there was a little bit more of him in the story.
He's so great. And then the kisses too. He always like surprises her too, because then another one was like where he's like peeling like oranges or something.
Yeah.
And like then like she's talking, and then he just leans over, kisses her, and then gives her an orange. She's like, "Where did the orange come from? Like, was that in your mouth too?"
But honestly, if you think about it, I think Hori loves it like that.
Yeah.
Because she even mentions in a different episode, like, you never make a move on me. You know, you've never made advances towards me. And so I think he just is taken over by those moments and immediately like does that. And it probably elates her, honest to goodness. She gets flustered, obviously. We see that. But I think there's definitely an element to it where she's like, he did the thing. He finally kissed me. You know,
He made a move. One of the once in a blue moon move.
It's true. We don't really see a ton of that in this show. Like, I don't know, them making moves on each other very much.
I'm okay with that.
Oh, I know you are.
I don't want
You're
to.
saying that's a little
different. I'm just saying that's a little different though from most, romance that we watch.
That is
like,
true.
Because especially like when they officially get together after that, and then the episodes after, like usually, holding hands, kissing, hugging. We don't get that a lot from them because like even like when they're walking to school, they don't often hold hands, stuff like that. But you still know that they're a couple.
Mm-hmm. Which I prefer that.
I know you prefer that, but I think I'd like a little bit more action, more angst, more. It's all fluff, but it needs more.
Do you want to know what I want more of? I want more of like working through Miyamura's depression and his mental turmoil from middle school. Can we just talk about this for a second? Because I was rooting the entire time I was watching this show for them to dive into his own insecurities about things. But it's like, oh, he suddenly resolves it because he's in love. Pisses me off.
And suddenly has friends. Like,
yeah, he goes from not having anything to suddenly having a bunch of friends, having a girlfriend, being happy-go-lucky, giving advice to other people that are in depressed moments. It is not that fast, guys. I don't know if they met in their first year of high school and this whole series takes over 3 years, but I think it's their third year. 1 year.
Yeah, it's only 1 year because that second year girl who had a crush on Hori,
Yeah, there's not enough time there for there to be that much change. And that ticks me off because obviously I have depression and anxiety. I've been working on that shit for over 10 years. I am nowhere near where Miyamura is in the end of the series.
But yeah, it was really fast, like suddenly all that change. And then that one episode where they dive into like how he was in middle school and that he's doing so much better. I mean, it can happen, with a love interest, friends, a better life at school, blah, blah, blah. It can get better, but it felt rushed and they didn't really dive into like the issues and maybe even like talking to Hori about it, like you don't see that connection at times because like, especially after that Christmas party, like where, her whole family loves him so much and they want him to be there. And so, yeah, he shows up for a little bit. And then after that, Hori's walking with him back towards the cake shop so he can help his family continue making the cakes for Christmas. And then she says something like, I don't really know him all that well yet. Maybe you should be making more of an effort in that regard, especially after seeing like how much she loves horror movies. What movies does Miyamura like?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. It's like,
As for the timeline, I actually, because of season 2, what it did, but it made it feel like they met middle to end of their second year.
It was, I think, at the beginning of the third year. So it was all throughout the
Because didn't
year.
they have a summer vacation?
I do know they have a school trip, but I couldn't tell you exactly because I wasn't able to rewatch those episodes. But keep in mind, the school year is different in Japan.
Oh,
I
that's
think the
true.
school year starts in like March or April. It starts in the spring. Instead of the American school that starts in like the beginning of fall. I think honestly it is all in the third year because the school prez is the school prez the entire time. He doesn't have an election or anything. Regardless, even if it did take over 3 years, I don't like the fact that they don't work on it at all. There's no development, especially between Hori and him about it, which makes me sad. It makes me wish there was.
Well, the problem is once they got together, they went and started focusing on all these side characters. So I just need more of the couple. I do like how they include side characters in that as an anime as a whole. For the couple, we need more Mia.
Yeah.
Is that his name? Miyamura.
Miyamura.
We need more of him.
For an anime that is literally their ship name, I feel like there should be more of them too. Like we get one Valentine's Day where Hori is trying to make chocolates that actually taste decent and is feeling insecure because Miyamura's family owns a cake shop. We need more of stuff like that, especially between the two of them.
Man, just the fact, did we ever actually meet his parents? We just know that his parents own a cake shop. Did we actually ever meet the parents?
I think we get a glimpse of his mom.
A glimpse of his mom, but we actually never see her interacting with Hori.
So, give us a big ol' episode or two of her going over to his place, seeing and meeting her family, enjoying cake at the cake shop, or something more.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was a struggle, because it focused so much on Hori and Miyamura's side of being close to her family. But what about the reverse? How is Hori with his family?
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me question, is there a dynamic being hidden between Miyamura and his family? Is his dad out of the picture? What's going on? There's so much that me as an author is screaming about this show. The couple itself, I have mixed opinions on, because I see the toxic aspects of it, but I also see the moments where they truly do care for each other and they truly do
love each other and do things for each other. I guess it's just hard because when Hori says I don't know you as well, it's just it makes me frustrated because they're dating and I don't know. I feel like they should have been opening up to each other, talking to each other about these things, especially Miyamura's depression and stuff. Mm-hmm. She should know more about this stuff. When you're a couple, you talk about this stuff, and yet she talks about how she doesn't seem to know him all that well. It's that's your boyfriend. You should be making an effort. Because for me, it feels like he makes more of an effort with you than you do with him. Because, he watches all those horror movies when he's a scaredy cat, And he's being dragged along with your friends at school and stuff and doing all the crazy things that you guys are doing in the student council room, or, it's
I also think about it this way. They're in high school. They're teenagers. She's been more mature on the way that it's taking care of the house and her brother. But is she really that mature?
No.
So... And is he actually that mature? Because he is letting her. He's not sticking up for himself. He's not talking. Yes, it's her on needing to chill off, but it's also him, and he's letting her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Hori isn't always really great about communicating with him, when she's struggling, especially after they fight. I understand they're teenagers, but I feel at the same time they should have been more open with each other, because that's how couples and it feels like in high school are, that, you know, at least that's how it felt like in the American school system.
I feel like after high school, when they get more older and learn, their relationship can really improve, especially with therapy.
I need therapy sessions for these two, and I want to see them talk about their issues with one another.
I could definitely see that given more time, or if the anime actually did show more and not just speed it,
gloss over
and speed, that their relationship can get much better and more not so toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then like, you know, that night when she's walking home with him that Christmas and they're like talking about getting married, I'm like, oh, no. Like,
yeah, like, no, okay.
Slow down here a little bit, my little chicks.
No, that was something I was about to bring up too, is I thought it was bonkers when during my high school graduation there were people proposing. It's one of those where I had seen a couple of people that were loudly proclaiming their love to one another and being proposed, and I thought it was the cringiest fucking thing to happen in high school, because there's just so much growing that you have to do as adults that I don't love high school confessions. I thought it was cute the way that the confession happened, but I wish it had happened later.
After they graduated and been together?
And after, like, they get jobs and they have a little bit of real world experience. Yeah, and a couple therapy sessions too, please.
But then you gotta also think, you know, teenagers.
Scare the living shit out of me. Okay, sorry.
Because I mean, I think it would have been really cute for them to like to still confess while they were still in high school and date and do all that stuff, but maybe talk about marriage in a couple years.
Yeah,
like after dating, especially after Hori says, "I don't seem to know you as well," while they're walking home that night, and then suddenly saying, "We're getting married. I will make you so happy." What? Like,
that was a turn. Maybe try to get him to know him more before saying yes to a ring, please.
But even for Miyamura also to put a ring on it, because you got to think about that when it comes to marriage, you know?
Yeah.
You take the whole person, flaws and all.
Yeah.
And Hori has anger issues.
Yep. We're running closer to the time where we start talking about tropes, but I do want to discuss the hair thing, because otherwise Zephyra will lose her fucking mind. So the last episode of the second season, Hori gets her hair cut.
What?
Hori does, yes. She goes and gets a haircut and says, I just wanted it a little bit shorter, and they ended up chopping it to a pixie cut, basically, or pretty short. And so she's having this whole conniption fit about her hair looking terrible now. And honestly, this is one of those moments where I don't see Miyamura saying like, oh, you look beautiful anyway, or, you know, trying to be that lovey-dovey. It's almost like he agrees. And it is kind of how I felt. You know, obviously the father thought that it wasn't as cute. He kind of acted that way. And he was like, yeah, it's cute, you know, trying to reassure, but he doesn't have this whole, like, the background changes, so it's kind of echoey, and the, like, super cute romantic
lovey-dovey.
It's just, it's kind of cute, you know? It's kind of how I felt. Correct me if I'm wrong, Juno, because you've also seen the ending.
I didn't see the last episode of the second season. Sorry.
So I'm alone in this argument? You guys betrayed me.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and try to explain this then. Because, yeah, she comes home and she's hiding because she's super upset about this haircut. And actually, she called over Miyamura earlier, and Miyamura slept in. And so Miyamura comes over to her place believing she's mad at him, and then she comes out with super short hair. And he's like, oh my gosh, you know, at least it's not me she's mad at. And then a little bit later, he ends up getting his hair chopped even shorter to try to appease the storm. And even he has a conversation with Kosuke, the dad, about the fact that, like, he did it just to, you know, make Hori feel better about it.
I don't know how I feel about that. Like,
yeah,
like,
it's interesting. I
like that he does something like that so she doesn't get angry. I don't really like that her partner feels like he needs to expend himself that way to prevent her anger.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, Hori has anger issues, and so I don't like that dynamic in a relationship.
It's one of those where it definitely didn't come across as, let me sacrifice something of myself to make her happy. It didn't feel as much that way as some of the other scenes in the show did, but it definitely was still there. And the problem is, this is supposed to be after they graduate. This is the day after they graduated. So, you know, this is the last scene that they have together. I'm going to cut my hair super short, even when I don't really necessarily maybe want to, because you're upset about your hairstylist taking off too much hair.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe the manga has more info on it. Maybe we're all missing something, but it's definitely a dynamic that needs some work. But I also could see it as it's cute that he's willing to, because it wasn't her saying you need to cut your hair short or anything. It's him deciding to do it of his own volition to make her feel a little better. And I can see that being a cute thing if it wasn't a regular occurrence.
Yeah, him doing so much to keep Hori happy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it doesn't feel like Hori does the same for him. And she seems kind of unaware of like his mental health on top of it, too.
He needs to open up more.
Open up more, but also Hori should be making more of an effort, too.
Yeah.
Because he does a lot for her.
Girl, come on. Open your damn eyes.
Yeah.
Do we want to get into our tropes?
Yep, I was about to say it's about time for us to pull out the good old book of tropes and talk about them. I'll go ahead and start. I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. Action girlfriend. Action girlfriend basically means the badass girlfriend.
Yeah.
Anybody have any complaints about that being Hori?
No, that's her.
No. Because, I mean, the moment anyone comes at her, there's fire around her. She's ready to fight.
If anyone comes at her or her boyfriend.
Yep. She's the Ice Queen, as she's been nicknamed.
Ice Queen.
Yeah.
I think more the Fire Queen.
Yeah, no, she's definitely more of a fireball than an Ice Queen.
I think for the most part, fire. But when she gets jealous, Ice Queen.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And Miyamura gets like all sweaty because he can feel her stare from the back of the classroom.
Oh my gosh.
Well, then mine then goes into yours. Pitbull dates puppy. A rough and tough character falls in love with someone of a softer, gentler nature. Hori is definitely the tougher one in the relationship. She will stand up to anyone going after her boyfriend, and she has gotten into fights for him. Like when his middle school bullies confronted them on the street, and she was like, "Are you done?" And then you suddenly just hear the screams and the punching sounds. And
I just love the fact that they panned away from it. So you come up with your own imagination of how she beats them the fuck up. I think it's great.
And what's even funnier is you see them afterward in the little fast food joint, and the guy's like, "Whoa, what happened to you?" They're all bruised, and they're like, "I don't want to talk about it." It's like, she really got you both, like, and you guys are like terrified of her from that moment on. Like you see her and you're like, "Oh!"
Oh my gosh. Weakness turns her on. Girl is attracted to a guy who are more vulnerable than males are expected to be. So for her, I see that she is attracted to how shy and gloomy he is, or like how he is.
More the kindness and the softness of his person.
I think that's a better explanation. But she also is very turned on with her weird kink when he does the opposite, when he stands up to her.
Yeah, and she's definitely the pit bull in the relationship. Like, I'm tough and I'm gruff and I will do what I need to defend the ones I love. And he's like the little Pomeranian hopping around her heels, like all happy, just grand to be there. But then does have his feisty moments.
He just wants to be pet on the top of the head and be told he's a good boy.
Yes.
Let's just be real. He would be so happy with that. Well, I'm going to do a little bit of a different turn because we've been talking a lot about the couple in that sense. Love makes you saner. A mentally troubled person becomes more stable because of love. This is going back to my peeve about them not talking about Miyamura's change, because Miyamura suddenly is cured of his depression and insecurities because he's in love with Hori.
And suddenly has friends because of her. She brings him into her friend group and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it doesn't work like that.
No, it drives me up a wall. I don't like any of the tropes that are love makes you blank, partially because I just really can't understand it, because I don't know if I've really had a situation where love has made me a specific way. So
yeah, you're too ace.
I'm too ace for that shit. So I'm just having a hard time understanding those tropes. So I just generally lean towards not liking them as a whole either.
Especially since, like, Hori seems completely unaware of them, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no communication. Where's the communication?
All right. Opposites attract. They're complete opposites, but they love each other. Miyamura is the quiet, gloomy, loner, not great student in school, while Hori is the popular, good student and very pretty, that all the boys are commenting on how cute she is. Mm. And their personalities are definitely different too. You know, the vibes of like autumn versus winter. And then, like, she loves horror movies and the supernatural stuff, and she's like, ooh, and that kind of stuff gets brought up, and he's the scaredy cat, like, like,
he wants to watch the YouTube videos of the cats doing dorky stuff.
Yeah.
And she wants to watch it on repeat, is basically how I feel this couple is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Snow means love. Snow makes a good backdrop for a love scene. On their walk home from their
little Christmas party,
New Year's Christmas party, and she's walking him home, and they propose in their weird way. They propose to each other.
Yeah, and then, like, he's walking ahead of her, and she's walking behind him slower. It's like, what you doing there? Checking him out from the back or something?
That part really threw me off, because I'm like, shouldn't you be super jazzed and excited that you just got proposed to, that you're like doing circles around him? Why are you trailing behind him like you're ashamed of something?
Well, they bring it up like he's walking ahead, she's walking behind him, and then suddenly gets brought up. Suddenly I'm forgetting who brought it up. I think it was him. But
yeah.
Got talking, and they both proposed to, like, she's like, marry me. It was brought up, but...
Well, she did say, I would make you happy when it...
Yeah.
At least that was her answer.
No more horror movies then, Hori. Can you really promise that to him?
No, probably not. Never. He's going to be tormented with them for the rest of his life.
Well, fellow captains, it's the moment of truth. Do we ship it? Or do we sink it?
Ship with a lot more waves. Higher waves and storm.
I definitely do ship this couple. I can see how they can work, but they definitely need more communication. They need more growth, and they need As far as I'm concerned, some more therapy.
Yes.
Yes.
Because they both have issues that I think really need to be addressed to make the relationship work in a healthy way.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I think they will work together so well, and they'll be happy together as they promised each other on that snowy night.
He's too much of a people pleaser. And that's not a... It can be good, but not...
There's a healthy
good.
level to it.
Yeah.
And I definitely think Hori needs to participate more in what he enjoys as well, because that was frustrating and getting an idea of who Hori was more as a person, but we didn't really get any development in that sense from like Miyamura. Like, what movies does he like, you know?
Yeah.
Because they're always seeming to do what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's an unfair balance in their relationship.
It goes both ways, girl.
It doesn't. Again, it's like me thinking that she's kind of taking advantage of his niceness to an
nice
extreme
nature.
level. Yeah.
If you lean too far to one side, you'll make the boat tip.
Yep. Well, my opinion's a little bit interesting in the fact that I barely ship this couple, especially if you're only looking at what we have thus far. If you're looking at what I headcanon will happen in the future, then yes, I ship this couple. But given what I have to work on, which is the first and second season of the anime, I barely ship these two. And the only reason I do is because they have each other's back. You know, if Miyamura gets picked on by bullies from middle school, Hori will step in and boink him on the head. And, you know, if
more than boink,
if Hori is being blamed for something she didn't do by the student council president,
headbutt,
you know, Miyamura will headbutt him in the head. So, you know, I think if there wasn't that level of reassurance from one another and sticking up for each other in that way, I would not like this couple.
Yeah, especially like the level of support, like at the sports event at their school, and Miyamura isn't sure about it because he hasn't had good experiences with it before, but she reassures him that he can do it. And even though they're on opposite teams, they're cheering each other on, you know? And just, I like seeing that level, and that they do care about each other. Like, they're really good about showing that, like, in their level of dedication for doing each other, like being kind to each other, like her protecting him and him reassuring her and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It just makes me think of the friends that are like, why don't you try cheering for your own team?
Like, stop cheering on your significant other. They're on the other team.
They're on
traitor
the team.
oh yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoyed listening to us talk about your favorite ships, leave us a review on whatever platform you listen to. You are also welcome to send any couple recommendations or questions for our Roll for Ships to our email address, battleshipspod@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you guys next time. Next time, episode 8, Hawk and Yona from Yona of the Dawn.